Welcome to part 2 of the movement grief flow that we began in part 1. So in part 2, we're going to begin really embracing and beginning to reconnect to a source of power. And as we've kind of tapped into previously in the space of grief and pain, there is a lot of powerlessness. There can be a lot of powerlessness. So here we're just going to move our body, use our breath to begin sourcing into a deeper power. And the first exercise that I'm going to lead you through in this phase is called breaking the chains. So now that we're warmed up from part 1, I invite you to bring the arms in front. Now I'm standing. You can do this standing if you're ready to stand. Otherwise you can do this seated. But you just want to make sure that there's some space around you, that you can move your arms in sort of all directions. And once again, just remember that everything here is an invite. So if anything doesn't feel good in your body, if you have any injury or irritation in your shoulder, feel free to limit the range, to soften it, to go very slowly, to ensure that you're comfortable through everything that we're about to do. And if it just doesn't feel good to move at all, then remember you can always come back to hands in your lap and just imagine going through these movements with your breath and with any vocalizations that feel right. Okay, so this one's called breaking the chains. And we'll start here with our arms in front, bent at the elbows. And the intention here, I'd like you to just maybe close your eyes down, take a deep breath in, and notice where you feel constrained and restricted in your life, in your grief, in any painful emotions that you may be experiencing right now. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Okay, so we're just going to start slowly. Inhale, alternate. I suggest alternating whatever arm is usually on top. Just switch each time. And exhale back. And I'd like you to imagine that you're breaking the chains of your suffering, any chains that are binding you, any chains that feel constrictive. Just picture yourself being bound by those chains and exhale, breaking through. Now I'm starting slowly, but you go at your own pace, and if it feels good to start speeding it up, if it feels good to start vocalizing a little bit more loudly, please go ahead and do so. Letting any guilt, regret, anger, rage, allow it to flow through you and out as you imagine breaking those chains, breaking through where you feel stuck, and connecting to your power, allowing your heart to open. You can start lowering the elbows a little bit more. You can go high, change the range of motion. And you can even use the word no, 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 or out, 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 out. Let's try 2 more. If you're standing, the arms can come back to your sides. If you're sitting, the hands can come to your lap. Returning to a breath that feels comfortable, deep and open. Just noticing what's present in your energy and in your body here. You might feel some aliveness and tingling just beneath your skin as you get the energy moving through you. Your vital life force moving through you. Okay. The next one is called pulling up the weeds, and it's exactly that. In the garden of your life, you have beautiful things growing, and there's beautiful shrubs and there's flowers. And when we are not weeding, the weeds can take over, especially in space of grief where everything slows down. and maybe you're not weeding regularly, or the grief itself carries weeds. So here we're just going to bring awareness to any subconscious or conscious beliefs, thoughts, regrets that are present for you in this space. It can be very, very common, especially the could'ves, I could've, I wish I had, I should've, or they should've, if only they had or hadn't, if only I had or hadn't. Those can really, really deepen our pain and our suffering and hold us quite stuck in that space. So here, I just want to again invite you to close your eyes down and find one of those beliefs that are not serving, a should've, could've, would've kind of a belief. When you have found one, I'd like you to inhale and extend one arm out. Grab that belief as though it were a weed, and when you're ready to let it go, you're going to exhale and throw it over your shoulder. The arm or the hand come back to your lap or back to your belly, and when you're ready with the other hand, and just take your time finding another one. Now you can repeat the same one or you can choose another. Find what's there. When you're ready, inhale to reach out, grab it like it's a weed, and when you're ready to let it go, only on your time, exhale, throwing it over your shoulder, returning both hands to lap. So we'll continue here. Like I said, choosing different ones, or if you're really, really finding bound to the same one, you can choose the same one, and you just work with that as long as it feels like it's helpful for you to do so. Find it, take hold of it, and let it go. Find it, take hold of it, throw it behind you. Out. Out. Be gone. Be gone. So your own rhythm, your own time, you're releasing any unresolved feelings of the past, unresolved beliefs holding you stuck, so you can find peace and presence in this moment, in your life today. And as you let go of these beliefs that are holding you back, you'll learn to trust yourself and learn to trust life again, beyond the pain and beyond the grief. So continuing here, identifying and specifying any limiting thoughts or beliefs, reaching out, grabbing them like weeds, and when you're ready, tossing them over your shoulder. Let's do 2 more. Hands coming back to your lap. Once again, just breathing, noticing how you feel in this moment. Having lightened the load, weeded your garden. Notice if there anything here feels different, lighter, more open or spacious. And just know that you can come back and weed anytime. Beautiful work. We're moving now into liquid grace. So liquid grace here is a beautiful, I love this one. We're going to just imagine dipping our hands into a bowl. Sometimes I imagine like a bird bath of holy water or liquid, like silver liquid, or even like golden sparkles or something that really looks and feels calming and healing. And we're going to dip our hands into this basin, bring the hands up and over the head, and allow whatever that is, the holy water, the silver liquid, the golden sparkles, whatever you choose, to just flow over your face, down your shoulders, your torso, down your legs, your feet, and out. So once again, we'll dip our hands into that basin of healing, loving water, sparkles, liquid. Exhale over the head, down the face, the neck, the throat, the shoulders, your heart, chest, torso, your belly, your hips, your legs, down your legs and out your feet. And again, continuing to dip your hands in, inhaling it up and over and exhaling it. Continuing on your own time, your own pace and rhythm. We suppress so much pain. We suppress so many emotions and feelings in the field of loss. And the hurt beneath the surface can be very overwhelming. So here I'm inviting you to connect to a deep inner power, but also to one outside of you. A deeper power that supports you, that can bring love and healing and wisdom and grounding in this very ungrounded space. So continuing here to wash away the pain, bringing healing to all parts of you, your body, mind, and spirit that may be holding the pain, holding the repressed emotions. And bringing thanks and gratitude to yourself and to the parts of you, trying to help and hold what feels overwhelming. And whatever's wanting to come up and out, I've got a tickle in my throat. It can show up like many things. Just whatever is here for you, whether it's coughing, clearing your throat, whether it's watery eyes or tears, just allow whatever is there to flow and come out in whatever way feels natural for you right now. Let's try one more. Okay. Circle of life. With life, life holds birth and death. Life holds beginnings and endings. And so here we're going to honor the circle of life and everything that it holds. So let's, with one hand, I'm going to use my right, I'm going to reach across the midline of my body and inhale up and over, creating a nice big circle. And then with the other hand, I'm going to reach across my body and inhale up. Big reach, big stretch, exhale through. So we've got the beginning and ending. We have birth and death. And then we have life that holds them both. We'll do one more. And then we're going to bring our hands up, kind of like through prayer position with our hands up, through center, up towards the sky or towards the heavens, and exhale. Palms out, slide the shoulders down, open the chest, lift the sternum. Okay, so we'll repeat that. We'll do one arm, then the other, and then both. So inhale up and over. Other arm, inhale up and over. Hands come up, palms facing in, reaching up towards the sky. Turn the palms out, slide the shoulder blades down, exhale. And here we're just honoring that how everything that comes into this life, everything that is born will also die. Honoring that there is no fault in the system, but this is part of the system itself. And we're just helping and supporting ourselves moving into the acceptance of this, even though we may not like it. Even though many times it feels unfair, too early. But recognizing that our resistance to it adds to the pain and the suffering. And acceptance does not mean that we like it or we make it okay. But we're just acknowledging that that's how life is. The inhale dies to the exhale. The exhale births the next inhale. Through the transition of spring, summer dies to winter. And through the transition of, I got that wrong. Through the transition of fall, let's do that again. Summer dies to winter. And through the transition of spring, winter births summer. Every ending births a new beginning when we allow ourselves to be in the flow of life. Let's do one more, allowing whatever comes to you. Just working whatever is there and present for you now, working with that. Last one, both hands reaching up. Exhale, circle through. Hands coming to lap. Beautiful. And breathing, noticing what's present for you now in this space. Honoring the circle of your life and all the beginnings and endings within it. Honoring and allowing others to have their circles of life, just as you have your circles of life. And we will finish with a vibrational voo. When we're anxious, when we're upset, when our nervous system is activated, the voo can be very nurturing and calming to our nervous system. So we'll take an inhale here. Hands can be on your belly or your lap, wherever is comfortable. And exhale. Again, in. When you're ready, one more. In. And when you're ready, roll the shoulders, allow your breath to return to natural pace and rhythm. Know that you can play around with the voo. It can be solid, it can be undulating, it can be steady, airy. You can play around with the quality of your voo. You can send the vibrations to different parts of the skull and the face. It can be nasally, it can be in the forehead, it can be the back of the head. And you can return to this vibrational voo anytime you need some calming in your nervous system, in your mind, body, and soul. Thank you for being with me today. I wish you peace, healing, and a reconnection with love.